Hi, I'm Jack Lucas, finalist of MasterChef 2014, and welcome to my Winter Warmer series for Scoff. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make my modern twist on an old Italian classic. This is my version of spaghetti alla carbonara. Now, I'm using linguine, but you can use whatever you've got. If you want to use spaghetti, quick cooked spaghetti, that's absolutely fine. All I'm going to do is cook it probably about a minute less than the packet says, because we want this to be slightly al dente, which means slightly firm in the middle. So for two people, you're looking at roughly 250 grams, about sort of 4 ounces per person. For me, I just like to grab a little bit and give it a go. Now, I'm going to do something that is incredibly unauthentic and not what Italians would do. So if any Italians out there watching, please forgive me. But for the interest of just making sure the pasta cooks properly, I'm going to break it in half. So all I do is break it in and pop it into the water. It's really important that the water is ferociously boiling. You want a really heavy boil because that makes sure that the pasta doesn't stick together. The only other thing I'm going to add in there is salt. All I'm going to do is take the sausages out of their skins and make them into meatballs. So for this, I'm going to use 4 sausages for 2 people. And you should get around sort of 4 to 6 decent meatballs out of each skin. Just take the sausage like that. Obviously, it's got 2 ends either side where it's been filled, and kind of force the meat out onto your board. So with wet hands, guys, just rolling these up into lovely little balls, which we're just going to fry off. Now, if you don't wet your hands, it's just going to stick to you. It just makes this job a little bit harder. So save yourselves a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, and you'll be on to an absolute winner. So all I'm going to do is probably put 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil into a pan. Now I'm going to pop in my sausages into the pan. And what you want to hear at this stage, you want to hear a little bit of a sizzle, a bit of frying going on. If there's no noise, just take them back out because they'll just boil, they won't caramelise. The sausage meat's kind of frying away nicely. We're looking for like a caramelised golden colour all over. And obviously it's pork meat, so we want to make sure that it is obviously cooked throughout. All we do for 3 people, take 3 eggs. Into that, I'm going to add a splash of double cream with a little bit of cheese. So I'm going for a sort of smallish handful and pop that into there. Of course, we want to season all the time. So salt and pepper, but go easy on the salt only because obviously we're using Parmesan cheese, which is quite salty in nature. So just a little bit of salt. This is the basis of the sauce. All you got to do is literally mix these together and combine it. Now you can add a little bit of the pasta water if you like at this stage, or just reserve some back when you drain it, which is what I'm going to do. But that literally is how to make the sauce for a carbonara. It is that simple. The sausage meatballs have taken on a really lovely colour. They're cooked through, so now I'm just going to drain them off just to get rid of any excess fat. So drain them onto there. And now I'm just going to fry off my mushrooms. Now, you can use whatever mushrooms you've got at home, guys. You can use butter mushrooms, but if you find interesting mushrooms, it just makes this dish a little bit more special. I'm using some shiitake mushrooms today. And kind of use up what's in the house. If you've got stuff left over, absolutely, by all means, feel free to chuck it in. Pop them in the pan and just leave them. So over kind of a medium-high heat, leave them to do their thing. I'm just going to season them. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Be really careful not to over-season it at this stage, as again, over-seasoning will only encourage the water in the mushroom to kind of seep out. Just going to give these mushrooms a little bit of a toss, a little bit of a turn. And then again, we're just going to leave them on one side. Just let them cook through. Don't overcook them or they'll sweat down and go into a little bit of a gloopy mess. So just leave them to do their thing. I'm just going to add in garlic. So I'm just frying these off, making sure that garlic's cooked, and that is the last step. We're pretty much ready to assemble. Right, so the garlic's cooked. It's just got a nice sort of golden colour. The meatballs into there. Now I've drained the pasta. Just a quick tip. Pop a little bit of olive oil in, it stops it sticking together. I'm going to pop the spaghetti back into the pot that I used to cook it in. I'm also going to add in my mushrooms and my sausage mix. A little bit of a mix through. At the moment, this is quite loose and quite runny, and obviously when the pasta cooks it, it's going to thicken up and form this kind of lovely sauce, which hopefully will coat every strand of pasta. And then we're just going to mix that through. Now this is the point where you've got to be really careful because we're just using residual heat to cook the egg mixture and to thicken it. If this pan's too hot, the egg's going to hit that pan, they're going to scramble up, and you're going to have something not dissimilar to scrambled eggs and spaghetti, which isn't the classic carbonara that most Italians would be proud of. If you make this at home, guys, please, please, please send in your pictures. I would love to see your attempts, your recreations of this dish. Put your own twist on it. Tweet us at Scoff Food, and we would love to see what you guys are doing. I'm going to pop in a little bit more Parmesan, and also just going to chop in, just really, really roughly, guys, just chop in a little bit of flat leaf parsley. You can use whatever herbs you want, so that goes into the pan. Mix that all through. So here it is, my take on the old classic carbonara. If you've enjoyed this recipe, please don't forget to subscribe to us at Scoff Food, where you can find hundreds of other fantastic recipes that are going to hopefully make those cold winter nights a little bit better. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you again next time.